Welcome to Lifestyle Med with Dr. Jade. Health, it's a lifestyle.
Hey family, and welcome back to Lifestyle Med with Dr. Jade. I'm so excited for this one. A few months ago, I showed on my social media how I trained for a half marathon for the first time and how I did it in 8 weeks. Well, I showed pictures that I did it in 8 weeks. And then I got a lot of in-basket messages or direct messages with people asking me how I did it. And I kind of started answering very similar questions for people. So I figured that this would be a good one. How I trained for a half marathon in 8 weeks. I'm ready to share with you guys the top 5 things I did to train for my first half marathon in 8 weeks. Disclaimer, if you are a runner, an elite athlete, if you have done half marathons, this video is probably not for you. This video is for people like me who are not super athletes, who just are people who want to have better health, who want to set a fitness goal and try to reach it. For me, I really wanted to accomplish a half marathon. It was just one of my bucket list fitness goals. I had just had a baby 6 or 7 months prior. I was in, not the best shape of my life, and I wanted to just reach this goal, and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have a lot of information on how to go about doing this if you were not a natural runner. So this video is for you if you are thinking about a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a full marathon. These same 5 tips can be applied to any race distance, any fitness racing goal. So here we go. Tip number 5 is find and book your race day. Now I know you may be like, wait, I'm on the couch, I haven't even started running, I'm not a runner, how am I gonna do this? That's the point. You want to get inspired, get your mind ready for this, make it real, visualize this thing actually being a real thing. So you want to get online, find a race, find something that's beautiful, something that inspires you, something when you hear the race that it makes you say, oh, I want to do that. I don't care if it's one of those night races where at the end of the race, they have some hot chocolate waiting for you. For me, the motivation was a beach. I knew I needed a beach workout. The idea of just running along the coast and seeing the waves. I'm a beach person, a beach lover. So for me, I knew my first half marathon, my motivation would be imagining running on the beach. So I got online and found a beach near me that was 8 weeks away. And I booked it. And let me tell you, once you put your money down, the whole game changes, right? So I had to find the race, book the race. That was my number one commitment, my real commitment to myself, saying, okay, my money has been paid. I'm not going to get a receipt or a refund on this. It's time to train. So that would be my first suggestion is go online, find a race that is beautiful to you, that inspires you, and book it.
And here's the registration to when I booked my race to the Surf City Half Marathon. And once I did this, you guys, it became real and I was ready to get in the zone and train.
Tip number 4 is to get a race schedule. So this is a question I was getting a lot was, okay, how did you go about figuring out how to do your run? And I'll show you in the next clip exactly how my race schedule looks and where I got it from. But there are so many marathon and half marathon websites online. You can just Google half marathon schedule. Different websites will pop up. Click images, different images will pop up. And I picked one. I picked one that looked nice to me. And what you do is you want to have a schedule that is a similar amount of weeks away as your race date. So my race date was 8 weeks away. So I typed in 8-week half marathon schedule into Google. Bam, they popped up. And I'll show you the one I used.
Here's a picture of my 8-week schedule. I got this off of roadrunners.com. I just Googled 8-week half marathon training schedule, and this was one of the first ones to pop up.
Tip number 3 is so crucial, you guys. Find an accountability partner / and/or support system. So this is key. So my support system was first my husband, because we have a little baby, and I needed him to, step up on watching her and support me on doing this, which allowed him to take on a little bit more of the responsibility when I was running and training. But having someone who's supporting you, encouraging you. Not only was he supportive in watching baby, specifically during my long runs, because you'll see in a minute that I took her on a lot of my short runs with me in the stroller, but the longer runs I really wanted to be baby free. So one, having that support, but two, having someone who's saying, you got this, come on, did you run today? And my husband was great at that. Part of that was once I put my money down, or our money down, and booked the race, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to get out of bed. You paid our money for this race. I'm gonna need you to go train. Did you train today? Because it's 6 weeks away now and it's paid for. So that was part of the motivation. Shout out to you, hubby, love you. But another part was literally just somebody telling me that I can do it and believing I could do it. And then my accountability partner, my friend Annie, who was really the person who talked me into doing this in the first place, because she had done multiple half marathons. I had never done it before. And she was my person that was telling me, Jade, you can do this, you got this, let's go. And so I want you to know that your accountability partner does not have to be somebody that you're physically running with. For example, Annie and I are both physicians in residency. We have very busy schedules, and it didn't work for us to run together. That would have been great. If you have an accountability partner who's gonna do this with you, that can run with you, that is awesome. But if you don't, I just want you to know, I don't care if you have a friend on the other side of the country who also is interested in running, or just being a person that you check in with. What Annie and I did was every day we would text each other. We picked out our schedules. Our schedules were a little different. So I had an 8-week schedule, she had an 8-week schedule. And we would just text each other each day and say what type of run we were doing. For example, I would text her and say, hey, I'm doing 6 miles today. She would text me and say, okay, I'm doing cross training today. At the end of the day, I would say 6 miles done. And then she would text me back, oh my God, you're amazing. Yes, we got this. And vice versa. She'd say cross training, 30 minutes cross training done. And I say, let's go, So that was how we kept each other accountable. The same thing is that we did was opposite. So if we hadn't heard from each other in a couple of days, we would text each other and be like, hey, what did you do for this week? What did you do today? When was the last time you ran? When's your next run? And so we would keep each other on track. So finding that accountability partner and support system is key and crucial to this journey. Keep people that are positive in your circle, who are telling you you can do this, because there are going to be people who are going to question why you are doing this. You're going to question why you're doing this. So having that support system and positive people cheering you on, people keeping you accountable is crucial.
And here's my support system, my little baby Ava, my husband, my little doggy, and this was us at the pre-race expo. And there's my friend Annie, and we were again picking up our race numbers and our packets before race day.
Tip number 2 is a 3-parter. It is run, hit, fuel. All right, so let's talk about it. First of all is run. This is the obvious part. You have paid for your race day, you have got your race schedule, now it's time to put in the work and run, right? So you start following the schedule. Guys, this is key. If you miss a day, don't worry about it, just keep going. There were days where I would miss a day on my schedule, or I just didn't feel like running that day. Just pick up with the next day's schedule. But I would definitely highly suggest, do not skip your long run of the week. If there's anything that you skip, don't skip the long run, because that's what's going to keep you on track for being ready for race day. So usually each schedule will have a progressive amount of distance each week. And typically the race schedules will have a longer run or a longer distance at the end of that week's schedule. Don't skip that one. Do not skip the long run. So that's the first thing, is start running. If you skip a day, it's okay. Just pick up where you left off. Most race schedules, this is part 2, is the HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. Or circuit training. So in weightlifting, resistance training, whatever you want to call it, basically resistance training, putting some weights in there too. That also helps to get your body to build muscle and to be ready for the endurance of this race. So most race schedules will also have high intensity interval training or circuit training mixed in those runs within the schedule, and making sure to do those. I'm gonna be honest, I skipped a lot of those because I really tried to stick to my runs, and I would just be tired on the days where I was not running. And so there were many days where I would skip my circuit training. I would just say try not to, and I was just out of shape at that time. So that's why I did, and I just made sure that I did not skip my runs, or I tried not to skip my runs, and I did not skip my long runs. So the second part is high intensity interval training, getting some weightlifting in there to help build those muscles, guys, for this endurance. That helps you with that endurance. You need that muscle too. And then that third part to this is fuel. What are you fueling your body with, guys? It is crucial and key to be fueling your body with healthy, nutrient-dense foods. Primarily a plant-based diet if you can. You can check out my other videos. I have a 4-part series on clean eats in under 20 minutes that are primarily plant-based recipes. There are so many plant-based recipes online. So if you can't be primarily plant-based, just as healthy as much as vegetables and fruits and whole grains, whole foods without nutrition labels, those are going to be fueling your race, fueling your body so that you can do this and that you can appropriately replenish the body to fuel this race. So part 3 of this was to fuel your body with healthy, nutrient-dense foods to get you across that finish line.
Here's some pictures from my running expedition. So here's me with baby. She went on a lot of runs with me on my shorter runs. I always had my fitness watches with me so I could record my races and keep track of my distances. And again, I'm not a distance runner, you guys, so I just show this to motivate you that your body does adapt. I was blown away when I finally got to this 10-mile run. And part 2 are HIIT workouts, high intensity interval training. I would grab some of my girlfriends, grab my baby, go to my favorite hikes, and we would just get it in, outdoor workouts. And part 3 to this is fuel, and fueling yourself with good food, whole ingredients. I fueled myself primarily with a plant-based diet. Finished a lot of my races with acai bowls and green juice. Guys, I have videos on how to meal prep like a boss, plant-based meal prepping. I have a 4-part clean eat series, how to make acai bowls, my favorite green juice recipe. So many ideas for you if you need help in these areas, but this is key on fueling. So I'll link all those videos in the description box for you.
And tip number 1 is focus on your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you gonna put your body through this? So for me, it starts in the mind. First of all, believing you can do this, and I fluctuated with that. I think I tried to find every excuse to not do this. I was like, I just had a baby, I'm not in good shape anymore. What else was my excuse? I think they might shut down the race before I finish because I'm not fast, I'm not a runner. I mean, all these things I did to try to talk myself out of it. Having that accountability and support system were so key to help me remember that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I can do this. I can do this if I believe it. It starts in the mind. So what is your why? My why was, as superficial as it sounds, I wanted my pregnancy weight off. I wanted my pre-pregnancy body back. And imagining my body looking like my pre-pregnancy body was a motivator to me. So when I would think about, not doing my run or talking myself out of accomplishing this fitness goal for me, I would say, oh, this is gonna help me get my pregnancy weight off. So that was one component. The other component was imagining my baby and my husband at the finish line. My baby was 6 or 7 months at that time, and she was a little cutie, and just imagining her little face, seeing her mama cross that finish line, that was like my number one motivator. When I was running, I would imagine my husband holding her and her seeing me cross the finish line, and that was a huge part of my why. So to just plant those seeds in her at a young age of, one, you can do anything that you put your mind to and that you put your all into, and two, that, planting those seeds of health for her too. During this journey of thinking about your why, it's so important to block out and reject negative thoughts and negative people. And, there's going to be times where you're like, why am I doing this to myself? And your why is going to be important on how to remind yourself exactly why you are doing this and what it's about for you, what crossing that finish line means to you. And I just want to be the first encourager on your journey, or one of the encouragers on your journey, to help you know and to remind you that you can do this. If I can do this, not a runner, not fast, do not have endurance, just had a baby, was out of shape. I mean, I could go on and on and on. If I can do this, you can do this. And I just want to wish you the best of luck on your journey, no matter what the distance. One of my advisors in residency told me, every mile is a miracle. So I just want you to know, every step is a miracle. Every mile is a miracle. Just thinking about doing this is wonderful. And it's a blessing to have health, and it's a blessing to be able to think of a goal and complete it. And so you got this.
So I just wanted to share the journey with you guys on, first I was pregnant and I enjoyed pregnancy, but this was my goal. This was my fitness goal, was to cross that finish line, get that medal. So the next few pictures you'll see are going to be me taking you on the journey of race day with me. So if you're interested in that, then stick around for the rest of this video. And here we are. Each race typically has like a pre-race expo or a packet pickup. And we picked up our packet, and then it was nuts, guys. We were at race day. I was so excited in this sea of racers. I had never seen anything like this before. I was so nervous, you guys. I did not feel ready. So you pick a flag, you stand next to it on when you think you will end the race. You just guess where you think you will fit. Look at all these racers. There were all fitness levels there, you guys. I took pictures at most of the mile markers, but there were people who power walked and walked the whole race. There were people who ran. There were people like me who jogged and walked. It was beautiful. The ocean going, it was so scenic. It was such a beautiful moment. I will never forget this day. For me, it was about finishing the race and enjoying, so I really took in the moment. My husband and baby were waiting by the sidelines, waiting for me, cheering me on, sending me uplifting text messages and pictures along the way. I used this gel to fuel, and these jelly beans, I will put them in the description, because around mile 7, 8, you start getting a little fatigued. And then here is the finish line. There's my final time and final distance and crossing that finish line. And here was what I had been envisioning the whole time. My baby girl was clapping and cheering me on when she saw me. My hubby was so excited. My little doggy was just happy to be there. And I was so blown away by finishing and accomplishing this goal. I did not think it could happen. So, and I mean, look at this, guys. Choose a race that inspires you like this.
But as always, you want to talk to your primary care physician before starting any new strenuous workout, activity, or exercise or training program. Make sure that your health is ready for this and that you don't have any health complications that may make this dangerous for you and your health. So make sure to talk to your doctor before starting this. Make sure you're all good to go, and then get to training. I wish you the best of luck. See you guys next time. Bye. If you enjoyed the music on this channel, make sure to check out the description box for your own custom music by C Major Nation. And as always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and God bless.